are here at Shearer's Outlet Store in Brewster, Ohio. We're here with Paul Smith, and he is going to take us on a tour of the plant. We're going to see how some potato chips are made. What do we got to do first?
Well, we're going to go get our hairnets on and get ready to go.
Hairnets. Paul, why don't you go ahead and tell us what we're about to see here?
Sure, we're here back in potato receiving. This is where it all starts. We're bringing in right behind me potatoes fresh out of the fields, and we're scooping them into plastic containers. These are about 1-ton containers, which we are then putting in to feed our lines back over on the other side. That's where it all starts.
Is it all right if I say potato?
And I'll say potato.
Great, let's go. All right, right here we've got the potatoes. They have just been peeled and washed. Where are they going right now, Paul?
Well, they're just coming out and they're heading into the slicers. They've come and they've ridden up the stack to get peeled. They're riding up into our slicing. All of our potatoes start here, and then they ride and they get divided off into how they're going to get cooked. They're either going to become kettle cooked potatoes or traditional potatoes on this side of the plant.
It's a lot of potatoes. Right now, Paul is in the other room getting a beard net for Tony. Tony's got a beard. I promise I will get a shot of Tony wearing a beard net. Okay, and now we're here we're in front of one of the kettles here to make kettle chips. The potatoes here have gone through the exact same process. They just ended up in a different fryer, as you can see right behind me. Paul, what are we doing right here?
Right, kettle cooking is a much slower process than the other process we walked through. These potato chips are going through about 8 to 11 minutes of cooking versus, 3 to 5, and much smaller batches. On a traditional potato chip, we're doing about 2,100 pounds an hour of finished product. And we are the largest manufacturer of kettle cooked potato chips under one roof in the nation. So we're very proud of our kettles. It's how the family got started 35 years ago. Behind me is our newest bank of kettles. And right now what they're doing is they're being paddled. The paddling does a couple things. It creates foldovers in the chips to make them extra crunchy, and it makes sure that they're evenly cooked.
As promised, Tony wearing a beard net. Isn't he good looking? Look at that guy. So now the potatoes have been sliced, they've been cleaned, and they have been fried. What are we doing right now, Paul?
Well, this is the end of the line for these potato chips. They're coming through our opto sorter, which is automatically checking for any tiny defect that might still be in that potato. There's that little puff of air that's coming off, and that's blasting a single chip off the line, making sure that we only put sheer perfection in every bag.
How does that machine know, going that fast, that what chips are bad and what chips are good?
It's basically got a laser eye that reads it, and then that laser eye tells the air nozzle, blast this chip off or let this chip go. And then all of the potato chips are riding up into the mezzanine, and then they're going to go get bagged.
That is awesome. All right, well, here we are. This is one of the ones that's getting seasoned, right?
Right, this is an inline seasoner, and right now we're dusting up some jalapeno.
Hell, I can smell it. It smells like jalapeno. It smells really good. So this thing is just putting the chips are coming down here. Seasoning goes into here, into the tumbler, and it just coats them with the jalapeno seasoning right before it weighs them, right?
I think you're an expert already. That's exactly what's going on.
I am an expert. Came right from his mouth. I am an expert at potato chips. They were almost at the end. The potatoes have now become potato chips, and we are bagging them. Now, Paul, how do we take that roll of film and turn it into a bag of potato chips?
That's a great way of describing it. It is a roll of film, and it starts off kind of looking like a paper towel roll that you'd see in your kitchen. Comes up and rides over these metal formers here. Basically look like linebacker pads, and it shapes it into a kind of a tube. The potato chips drop down into that tube, and then we pinch it off with these jaws at the bottom, so it's crimping and sealing and forming into a bag.
And then they get shot out right down here.
They're coming up here. They're riding off into the picking table.
Coming down here, riding off into the picking table. where we have some nice friendly workers boxing them up, ready to come to a grocery store near you. All right, well, thank you very much, Paul. That was a lot of fun, really. Thanks a lot.
It was a pleasure having you here. Absolute pleasure having you here. Thanks very much. Go Youngstown State, and happy holidays from everyone here at Shearer's.
All right, thanks a lot. Kelly, back to you.